In 1984, after we had already been on the air for 14 years, I decided that viewers by then could trust me enough not just to be showing home movies when I brought my father, 87-year-old financial journalist Merryle Rukeyser, to Owings Mills. He quickly became our viewers' favorite guest, the ageless boy wonder of Wall Street.
Wall Street's never been popular, and it's an easy plaything for the demagogues. And I think that those who speak about fairness and the fairness of an incumbent president and a tax bill are not only attacking the incumbent, but they're attacking the whole system, because the nature of a competitive system is inequality. We pay people according to their productivity. If you want to pay people equally, then I recommend communism. They promise it, they don't always perform it.
Well, at 87, you belong to one of the constituencies that was singled out for special attention this week. How do you feel about being described as a senior citizen?
I resent it. I'm against hyphenated Americans, whether they're German Americans or Jewish Americans or Italian Americans or gay Americans or sober Americans.
I mean, you think you're just a citizen? The big story this past year in the economy was all the corporate mergers. Have we ever had this before?
Yeah, we've had mergers before, but I think there's some aspects of it that need a little straightening out. I think it's a conflict of interest when management puts itself in conflict with the stockholders and makes a leverage buyout. They've been hired to work for the stockholders, not to trade against them.
You were quoted earlier this year in one magazine with something that still sounds pretty good to me. You talk about constants. You said, "There's no sure investment, no chance of being right every time. All you have to work with is careful selection, persistent supervision, and diversification to cushion your mistakes. Successful investors know themselves and do their own thinking. They don't react to each market fluctuation. They find a good investment and let it pay off." Would you want to amend that at all now?
No, that was pretty clever of me. I didn't remember saying that.
Are you still a holder of common stocks?
I am, but with the advice and consent of my heirs and assigns, I took advantage of my age and bought a non-refund annuity so I could afford to hold common stocks that only paid a small rate on the the market value.
But when you were investing for your own account, you still believed in the future of the stock market?
Yes, and I believed that I was assuming certain risks. I didn't think I was making a riskless adventure.
You're obviously we're not a newsletter writer because they don't have any risk. They just tell us they know the answer.
Well, if you subscribe for about $60 to $80 a year, you can have this riskless adventure. The only thing is they run out of town after a big break.
Your life covers a whole cycle in American life in terms of our international position. We were a debtor nation, we became a creditor nation, now we're a debtor nation again. How can we become more competitive in America?
By a return to excellence.
We all miss him.